Have you ever been told that you must be loud to be strong? That silence means weakness? That if your voice isn't heard above all others, it might as well not exist? This is the story of Barro, a bear who didn't roar and yet changed his world forever. Deep in the heart of the northern forest, past winding rivers and mossy trails, lay a land ruled not by kings or queens, but by sound. The bears of this land were known far and wide for their powerful roars. A bear's roar was not just noise, it was identity. From the time they were born, cubs were taught that roaring was what made them strong, that without it, they were less than. Roaring echoed through the treetops at dawn. It rumbled through the valleys like thunder. It was their tradition, their pride, their truth. And every spring, on the day of first roars, the cubs would gather in a great clearing, each climbing their family stone. One by one, they would roar before the forest and be welcomed as true bears. But not all cubs felt the same inside. Barro was a small bear with soft, curling fur and large eyes that always seemed to notice the little things. He watched how the dew caught light on spider webs. He listened to the soft conversations of tree leaves in the wind. He loved peace. He loved quiet. And he had never, not once, roared. His parents weren't sure what to make of it. "He'll find his roar in time," his mother would say hopefully. "He must," his father grunted. "The forest respects strength." The other cubs didn't wait. "Here comes Whimper," they'd laugh. "Maybe he thinks he's a squirrel." But Barro just smiled politely and walked away. He preferred the rhythm of the stream over the echo of growls. As the day of first roars approached, the forest buzzed with excitement. Families practiced together, teaching their cubs the perfect way to growl from the chest, to lift their chin, to let the sound explode like a clap of lightning. Barro watched. He tried. He even climbed the stone once, took a deep breath, and opened his mouth. But all that came out was a soft hum, a note, a vibration, a feeling. His father turned away. His mother smiled gently, but her eyes were unsure. That night, Barro packed a small bundle of berries and left before the sun rose. Barro wandered into the deep forest where fewer bears roamed. Here, the world was slower, still, alive in a different way. He met a fox who wrote poems by pressing her paws into the dirt. "You don't roar?" she asked. Barro shook his head. "Good," she whispered. "It's nice to hear something else." He met a rabbit who made art from fallen leaves. He met an old turtle who sang through the movements of his body, never making a sound, but speaking volumes. Barro stayed. He hummed to the wind. He listened to the trees. And for the first time, he felt more bear than ever before. One day, dark clouds rolled over the mountain. The sky turned a heavy gray. A storm unlike any the forest had known arrived. Wind tore through the trees. Branches cracked. Rivers overflowed. Barro hurried back toward the bearlands, sensing danger. When he arrived, panic reigned. Cubs were scattered. Elders shouted. Trees had fallen across paths. The ground was flooded. Barro spotted a young cub stranded on a rock in the rushing stream, one of the cubs who used to tease him. The others roared instructions, but the sound only scared the cub more. So Barro did the only thing he knew. He hummed. Software, steady. A thread of calm in the chaos. The hum drifted through the trees. It carried on the wind, through the rain, beneath the roars. The cub calmed. The other bears turned. One by one, they quieted, listening, breathing. Then, together, they helped. They reached the cub, formed a line, cleared a path. The storm passed. The danger ended. But the forest had changed. It had heard something new, something true. The day of first roars came and went. Barro did not stand on the stone. But later that year, a new tradition began. Once a month, by the lake at twilight, creatures gathered. They didn't roar, they hummed, they painted, they danced in silence, they shared stories with no words, and in the middle of it all sat Barro, not the loudest, but deeply heard. Strength is not just volume. Voice is not just noise. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is feel and let others feel with you. Barro never found his roar because he never needed it. His hum healed, his silence inspired, his truth transformed. So the next time you wonder if you're enough, the next time you're told to be louder to matter, remember, you don't need to roar to be strong. You don't need to shout to be heard. You just need to be you. Thank you for listening to The Bear Who Refused to Roar. If this story touched your heart, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Comment below. What is your hum? What quiet truth do you carry? Subscribe to Feather Stories for more original fables where silence has power and kindness leads the way. You are enough, just as you are.